Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier.
Hey, happy Tuesday, even though it's Sunday. And we always seem to have glitches. And
Yeah, my turn today.
yeah, your turn. So we'll figure out the audio on your laptop, but meanwhile, the phone will work. Sounds just as fine. So let's start with a chame. This is probably always going to be a thing. Let's just say during COVID, which I can't believe it was 6 years ago. Um, Traffic was nice. Nobody was out there. I loved it. And now I think people just are worse. Cutting off
Worse.
people,
Yep.
speeding, hitting people, taking off. And the sad part is right in my own subdivision, people think the stop sign is an option and they were just gonna go roll right through, not even stop. And here I was coming, and then they slam on their brakes because they see me coming, and it's getting old. So maybe we need somebody in here watching that and giving out tickets so people will stop this nonsense.
Yeah.
So
I have no hope for that
shame.
because have you heard about the flock cameras going up so everyone can be surveilled 24/7 the moment you pop your head out your door?
Well, I know they have them on the highway, and they're good for catching the ones who have stolen a car or like on a high-speed chase. But I mean it is what it is. This is like our new normal, you know? Maybe we'll
Well,
have less crime.
I doubt it because they said the same thing about other cameras and like the look at the what are those called? The stoplight cameras.
Oh yeah.
They had to turn them off because they were just making far too much money. So it doesn't stop people. That's what I mean. It's like there's no deterrent because people are just shoot gone.
Yep. So, okay. Now to good. Just want to give a shout out to um, people I know where the wife had surgery and the husband has been, besides working their job, taking care of things at home. And um, she said it very well to choose your partner wisely. And I just think that's awesome. Um, Unfortunately, I think there's sl not a slow, a lesser of good people that will do that, you know, pick up the other half's responsibility while they're down. And it's a shame. I think more and more partners need to help. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We're just I hate to say that we're from a different era, but we really are. Um it was just a natural thing to want to, help the person that you claim that you love and have a relationship with. And when you're living together, I think um it can be one or two different ways. You can be very appreciative of that person and be loving and caring and giving, and that's where the relationship is very healthy and happy, right? Where you do your part, your partner does their part. You don't need to constantly remind them, ask them, beg them, or, feel like your needs are not being met while you're the one meeting the needs. Or opposite thing, maybe you feel like, gee, this person does so much for me. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Um, or there could be some entitlement, that maybe sometimes people feel like they deserve a certain level of care, even though they're not willing to put in. I don't know. I wish we could figure out a way, maybe like a poll or something, to see people's true feelings. And I do feel that, and you can let me know what you think. Don't you feel like society has gotten very transactional?
Yeah.
Like people want to
Lazy.
treat, well, yeah, because I feel like they're treating relationships and each other like a vending machine. Like if I put in this, I expect to get exactly that. And not knowing or really understanding that, relationships ebb and flow. It's
Yeah.
never going to be, exactly 100% the way I want it or 100% how the other person wants it. On the same token, I think people don't understand what reciprocal means. It's like, well, if I do something kind for you, it doesn't mean I need something right this moment or I'm going to expect to see it in a certain way. But down the road, you were like, you know what, you did me a solid. Let me help you out with this. That's reciprocal. Do you agree or not? Or do you
Yes,
disagree?
I agree. The donor was like that. Like if he did anything like for me or the kids, he expected payback. And no. And then he would remind you of he did it. And then just make up stories like he fixed Ashley's car and then he'd make up stories. Oh, I had to eat peanut butter and jelly for a month. And we all know that was BS because he got the best of the best because his parents would bring him groceries and leftovers and it wasn't no TV dinners.
Yeah, right. Well, didn't you say um, Donor's mom was the kind of mom that, or the kind of woman that did like um, cooking, all the cooking and everything, right?
Yes. Well, the father did too during holidays. But she did it like every night she cooked. I don't even know if they did leftovers and it was like a 7 course meal and she put the guilt on me that that's what you're supposed to do and I'm like, "Lady, where have you been? Times have changed. I work. I'm,
Right,
raising
right,
kids."
right.
So,
And I think that, because society has changed so much, I mean, people get on women's backs in terms of, well, you're a feminist and you wanted all these things and now you have it. Now you're not happy. We always have always just said that we just wanted the same bite at the apple that the guys get, that we wanted the opportunities for education, for careers, for, advancement, to do things that we wanted to do as well, and to be able to support ourselves. And this is where we're at. And I think it's fantastic because women, I think, are awesome and amazing bosses, especially bosses, coworkers, like truly the best teams that I have ever been involved in or been on or been a part of were heavily women, heavily. And I just feel, you know, I just really feel that women are just better leaders. We're just better at, coordinating with each other. We're more empathetic. We're more likely to work together, not necessarily based on emotion, but based on analytics. Like, this is just what's going to work best for everybody. Let's sit down, let's talk about this, let's make things work. And then also too, how can each person feel like they're participating and that they're contributing? And I think that that's something that's missing too, is that people don't want to put the work in to get the satisfaction of any kind of accomplishment or achievement. That's gone. They want, again, it's transactional. They think they're going to put this in and then automatically they're going to get this out. And I think that that's a disservice to you and anybody who's around you for you to think that, because that's where entitlement comes in, I think. What do you
right?
think?
Yeah.
That we're all should be here as a support and as a community. And I do feel like I am seeing that more and more, especially from women. And I think I was telling you I'm watching that series, The Testaments, and I might have talked about it before. But my concern is that, the books, Handmaid's Tale and The Testaments, were actually, which I did not know, because I am not a history major. I should have paid more attention. But they also were not talking about these types of situations. But The Handmaid's Tale and The Testaments are all based on events that have happened to women throughout history. Her name is Margaret Atwood. I do have both books on Audible, and I'm starting to listen to the Testaments again because now that the Testaments are out, I'm so pleased. It's really been being done so well. So then, okay, so the novels are based on a dystopian society, which is inspired by, the just brutal regimes that have happened. And so Atwood, her work serves as a warning. It really does, by the way, about the potential for totalitarianism and the loss of women's rights. And I don't think people realize that as many strides and advances as we have made as a society, especially with women, it's just being clawed back from many different things, and we're not understanding. And I sent you a text earlier, and I said, all the world's a stage. Things are happening, or that we are being told are happening. We are being quote unquote shown are happening. We have no idea to know if that's real. And I really feel like that's a problem for society at large, but especially for women. So time always reveals what's factual. And I think for women especially, we got to be more aware, be more analytical, and just stop agreeing with everything and automatically jumping to conclusions. Because don't you kind of feel like you're being baited, like rage baited sometimes when you see stories?
Yes.
And then you think to yourself, what purpose would that serve? Because you have to be able to take a step back, because I did too. Because I'm like, why is there constantly derision and chaos being sown and all these heightened emotions? Because then you're not thinking clearly. You're not able to take a breath, take a step back, and be analytical. And we like when people say things like, I don't want to make a comment right now. I want to see how this plays out, because in my opinion, time always reveals what's factual, and very rarely is the immediate emotional knee jerk reaction actually what's happening. Got to trust our gut, our intuition, especially for women, which is never, never wrong. And that was why I sent that text to you, because as soon as I heard the news about what was happening today, allegedly, possibly, maybe, that was the first thing that came to my mind was all the world's a stage. So I think it's setting up a reason for what is potentially going to be happening down the road. And I don't know what that is. I don't have a good feeling about it.
Yeah. Um, I know we don't like to get political, but this is all I'm gonna say on what happened yesterday at the dinner.
Mhm.
Already people are posting um so-called assassination attempt, and they're calling it fake and staged and all that. And I I don't, when somebody's posting about politics, I just keep scrolling. I don't even give my 2 cents. And
Right,
honestly,
right.
I wish on Facebook we'd have more. Like I'm seeing prom pictures, love prom pictures. Um, how about sharing your favorite recipe? And then I seen dog pictures. Um, I love that. Dog animal pictures, farm.
Right,
I don't I'd rather somebody take a picture of their dinner than
right.
rant about the politics.
I know.
And here, I want to read a post from Patricia Heaton. If you know who she is, she played Deborah on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yep.
And she says, I wasn't happy when Clinton, Obama, or Biden won, but I didn't call them fascist, dangerous threat to democracy. I didn't hope somebody would assassinate them. I went on with my life with gratitude. Friends on the left, please try this. Your life and our country will be better. Well said,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Patricia.
think so too. I think so too. See, that's what I mean. And here's the thing. I don't care about sides. That's to me is also part of division. I refused to be told who to like and who to dislike. And that just because someone has a differing opinion from me, that automatically they're my enemy. That's untrue. That's not true.
Hmm.
And I don't want to have my emotions stirred up. This is why I think I told you a long time ago. I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention.
I
Now with
don't
this
either.
stuff, yeah, there's no point, because we do not know, me and you and the people here on the ground, the lives that matter. We have no way to know what's actually happening. Now, I'd like to believe that people are being honest, but honestly, with that being said, I don't. I don't think that we're being told the truth about many, many things. And of course, they're going to say national security, you can't know the truth and blah, blah. No, it's BS. It's the same reason why we're not getting any of this money that they've supposedly discovered, billions of dollars. Do you know how easy it would be for them to flip the switch and give everybody back all this illegal money that was taken from us? Do you have any idea?
Yeah.
They don't want to do that. And I know you and I have had this conversation. It really irritates me. I mean, not you. It irritates me when I hear people say, well, if people got all this money back, then they wouldn't want to work. Yeah, fine. Let the system crash. It needs to, in my personal opinion. It's a system of debt and a system to keep people tied down where they have no freedom for themselves, for their families to do the things that they can do for themselves and for their families. If they didn't have to worry about the 9 to 5 grind, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, tell me how that's a good system. It's a crap system. And we should all be giving back all of our money, which would be in the millions, by the way, for each of us. They don't want that. They could do it. They could have done it. It could have been done months ago. Now, do I ever think it's going to happen? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Because
And
like I said, they don't want you to be free and to be able to have that. Do you have any idea? I mean, just think about it. How all of a sudden, like for me, my life, my heart, my little soul gets so happy when I think about I'm not having to go into work and deal with people that I only really truly would talk to because I work with them. We have no relationship outside of work. You know what I mean?
yes,
And is this what I want to be doing? No, it really isn't. It's an ends, it's a means to an end. But there are many, many things like what we're doing here. See, this brings me joy. This makes me happy. Doesn't this make you happy? A little podcast. I love it. And just think of what we could do if we had the resources. We weren't being robbed blind with illegal taxes. We weren't being robbed blind. I have a desk job, and you, like you keep telling you, you're ahead of the game, girl, because you are a business owner. You own your own business, so you're like halfway out of the matrix. I want to get to that point, and I will. It's a matter of when, not if, but
yes,
when.
yes. Growthispodcast.com.
Yes.
Oh, and the word sides. When I think of sides, I think of mashed potatoes, French fries, vegetables, coleslaw, mac and cheese. That's sides.
Right. Right. That's right.
Okay.
Mac and cheese
Next,
is my favorite too. So
just
yes. So go ahead. Go ahead.
next on our agenda is your favorite person, Gabor Mate.
Ah, I love Gabor.
And I listened to 2 days. I have 2 days to listen to. And it was Gabor with a few other people. Cannot remember their names because to me, Gabor was the one I was really focused on. And it was 4 days. It was free. It's on um, YouTube, and I will put the links. Hopefully, they're still good. And it was about trauma. And Gabor talked in all 4 days. And the one thing that he said about trauma that stuck with me is that trauma isn't what happens to you. Trauma is the wound that is still open that you need to close to heal.
Yes. I have to watch those. Do you think those are those like recorded where you could watch them again?
I mean, I will check the links I sent you. I hope so
I'll
because
go look. Yeah, because I haven't had a chance to check, but I will do that. Because remember, I was telling you too when I sent you that information about closing the loop on the events that happened, that you have these emotional tabs that are open. That to me
yes.
sounds like the same thing, right? Because there's no closure or resolution. So your brain and your mind, I think, isn't that what Gabor is saying? Is that your body's still reacting to it? Am I understanding that?
Like I said, I have two more videos to watch. They were by the time these were airing, it was 9 o'clock at night, and
Oh yeah,
Gabor is so soothing, and I was like starting to doze off.
he
So
is.
I'm like, oh, I hope I'm clicking on it to see that it's still available on YouTube. Um, yeah, it looks like
Okay.
it's still there. And in case people are like, okay, who's this Gabor Mate? He is of Hungarian descent,
Mm-hmm.
So he has an accent. And
Mm-hmm. A
when he
little bit.
talks, he's very soothing.
Yes.
And he is a Canadian physician and author, and he is known for um, covering addiction, childhood development, and trauma. And he said he believes addiction is often a result of childhood stress and trauma, and that people with addiction should be treated with compassion instead of being judged or criminalized. And he does have a Instagram. It's at Gabor Mate MD. And like I said, he's, I think, 82. He's 82 years old and he doesn't look it. And he reminds me of my dad with the eyebrows, the bushy eyebrows, and they're dark. They're not gray. And
And he's the one that talks about how detrimental, and he talks about it. He's 82 years old. And he was separated from his mother when he was a baby. And he said that he still is dealing with the ramifications of that. And I know we talked briefly too about someone else that you knew that that happened to, that there was a violent incident and this person lost their mother, and they were a baby. And now, and I'm honest to God, what I think of is Kelsey Fitzsimmons and how her 4 month old nursing baby was taken from her and has been kept from her for 18 months.
which is
That baby is, it's so detrimental. It's so horrible that this baby whose, mother is the world. And did you ever see the movie The Crow?
is that the one with Brandon Lee where he died?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
where he says, "Mother is God on the hearts and lips of all children," because we are their world until they're able to walk on their own, feed themselves. We are everything to them. They know us first. And all of a sudden, that baby, that woman who was his comfort, his joy, his food source, was gone in an instant. He has no way to understand that, right? It was all of a sudden she was gone. I'm just flabbergasted that the system just allows infants to be ripped from their parents, from their mothers, especially without any way for him to have her. But she was in the hospital too, fighting for her life. So there's that.
yes. And then Gabor talked about 5 steps from Dr. Schwartz, and he added the fifth one. So the first four is from Dr. Schwartz. The first one, he said, um, you need is relabel, where you don't feel worthy and you don't, respect yourself, and saying you're not worthy is not true. The second one is reattribute and go to the source. And like an example he gave, like your brain sending old messages
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Third is refocus. And we can get caught up with, negative things in our head. So Gabor said to step aside and like do something, like go for a walk and refocus.
Like to interrupt that pattern, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
And, just have awareness and pay attention. Number 4, revalue. So reevaluate what's the actual impact, what is giving you the negative thoughts, what is keeping you depressed if you are. And then 5, and this is Gabor's, recreate what has created your identity. Write it down. That's all I have written there. But I will share, it may be too long in the show notes. So I will share it on our Facebook, what I sent you.
Oh, yes.
Because first I sent you my writing. I'm like, you ain't gonna be able to read that. I'm gonna send it to you where you can.
Yes. 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 Well, and to that end, Another person that I really enjoy, who I think is like such has such great information, is Chase Hughes, where he was talking about, we do these unhealthy patterns and we don't understand why, even though we're like, God, I'm an adult now. Like, why am I still doing? He said every time because everything that we do fulfills a purpose, right?
Yes.
And they become habitual. So whatever got you to survive is now ingrained in your automatic behavior. And he said, when you have those thoughts or those feelings, he goes, what you're hearing and what you're doing is following the pattern of what worked for you as a child. So listen to that voice, turn it around and go and hear it in a child's voice. He goes, because that's what that is. And I heard that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can actually relate to that. I can actually do that. I'm sorry. Who's not working on their past trauma? I sure the heck am.
Right. Okay. Little update. I don't know if I shared this with you on the phone. Um, Taylor, that was going to be the Bachelorette.
Yes.
No new charges are going to be filed. There's not enough evidence and there's a statute of limitations, so that's good. She's still on probation from um 2023 that ends in August. And she does get to see her son. I think it's 1 hour a day, but it's supervised, and I think it's maybe one of her family members. Not an, I don't think it's an hour a day. It's got to be more than an hour a day. I'm not sure, but she has court this week. Um, and it's a custody hearing, and I hope it goes favorable because she had him 70%, and now he has
Right.
him.
Right. Does
And
anybody think of what's happening to these children when they cannot see their mothers, who are their
yeah,
literal world?
and granted, yes, that video where her kid was there and she threw chairs, um, you
From
know,
2023.
yeah, I mean, she's done the work in that. I don't think she has posted that she's had the other kids from her first marriage on, so that um ex-husband doesn't seem like he feels she's a threat to the kids. And what they're saying is Taylor and Dakota need to stay away from each other. They're toxic.
Yeah.
And as long as they do, then, there's no problem. And he's not getting away with this. He is just as guilty because he was on a reality show on YouTube. It was only, I think, 4 episodes long. And if you know who Alex Cooper is, call her daddy. She
Oh,
was like
okay.
really big on Barstool. Well, now she has her own company, Unwell. So she did a show with reality people on YouTube, and he was on it. I started watching it, and I was just like, it just didn't grab me. So I will just listen to the podcast that do the review of it. And then Dakota was also on Vanderpump Villa. He filmed, I guess, was it? Yeah, it had to be last year. Well, Lisa Vanderpump um does not, like what's going on, so she edited him out.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, you know, and I'm hearing that he purposely, like, he's responsible for releasing that video, and he
Mm-hmm.
purposely did it because
Yep.
he got triggered seeing her Bachelorette ads.
Right. Heaven forbid. Oh, and that's Darvo, isn't it? That's Darvo.
Yeah.
He's the perpetrator, he's the abuser, and then turns it around to make it look like it's her. Classic. Classic.
Yeah. So her show, the Real Lives of the Mormon Wives, started filming again, but she's not filming. Maybe she'll do the reunion. Maybe she'll appear sooner or later. I'm not sure, but Dakota is also not allowed to be filming either. So that's good. So. Yeah. It's like, well, F around and find out. So I think they're waiting to see what happens um with the custody, and they're gonna decide if they're gonna air her series. And I think if they do, I think it's gonna be Hulu, and I think it's gonna you'll be able to stream it like from beginning to end instead of
Yeah.
waiting every week.
Yeah.
Oh, and they made an announcement. I know that you don't care because you don't follow The Bachelor. The Bachelor and The Bachelor in Paradise will resume in 2027. So no Bachelor in Paradise this summer. And I don't know who we haven't heard who they're gonna pick. Usually they'll start filming The Bachelor in the fall and it will air in January, like right after um right before the what do you call it? Super Bowl. And then they wait like like maybe 2 months, and then The Bachelorette starts filming, and then she airs, and then they film Paradise, and then Paradise would air in the fall. But who knows what's going to happen? Because they only said Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, so who knows what's going to happen? But I wish they would go back to the how it was, the love story in that. Now people are just
Hmm.
too concerned about getting clout and stuff, you know?
Yeah. 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 True.
So, what else am I watching? Well, doing my reviews on The Valley and Housewives of Rhode Island, which is on tonight, today, Sunday. I got to do my Valley review, and I'm enjoying those two. And you and I are enjoying season two. We got to talk about it.
I know.
Your friends and neighbors. And
Love it.
the first, I think I didn't see it, and you were keeping up with it, and you're like, oh my God, you got to watch it. So I pretty much, I think, binged it. I think maybe I signed on when it was at the end of airing, because they air an episode every week. And then it ended, and I was like, oh God, this is so awesome. So then I was like, oh cool, already it's back on. So
Yep.
that was exciting that it was back on. And the most exciting part is that they added James Marsden. I mean, how can you not love him?
I know. He's probably the only one that I agree with you on.
Yeah. And his name is Owen Ash in this in the series. And he is his character is a slick, sly son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is. And we love
and
it.
and
We
he's
love it.
rich.
Yeah.
And I especially like the part of him with no shirt on and his shorts.
Of course we
And
do.
he's just, I don't know, he's just if it's the facial expressions he makes when he talks and after he talks, and he grins. I don't know. I'm obsessed with you, James Marsden. If you listen to this podcast, I'm gonna tag you in it.
Uh,
And poor James Marsden, he gets killed in the series he's in. He Dead to Me, he got killed.
yep.
Paradise, he got killed. So
Yep.
please don't do this to him. Keep him in this.
Don't
I
do it
mean,
again.
him and John Hamm, that's another hottie. Uh, I they're awesome. And the most recent one, um, with the dinner, the Passover dinner, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that the Richielites have a big dinner like that. And
Oh
and Amanda Pete, love her. She's hilarious. Where she's discovered she's got all this anger and rage because of the menopause, and can relate to her because she woke up, changed her bedding because she was soaking wet, took a shower, lays back down, and then gets woken up because her neighbor's building a wall because she keeps, you know, telling the
yeah. Their
neighbor, hey,
dog is
keep
the
your dog
problem.
over there. I keep
Yeah.
stepping in his shit. So then she's
Like,
trying to be nice to everyone, and they're like, giving her attitude, and it's
And
funny.
her daughter's character, it's like the way that, and this is doesn't have to be this way, but it's like the way that they portray these teenage kids, they're just so nasty. They're
Hmm.
so mean. And I think to myself, does that make a person feel good, really? When your parents are trying to do something for you, it's like, okay, they may be a little irritating to you, may even be annoying, but
Yeah.
do you have to be mean and nasty? I don't think so. So
Yeah.
I don't like that because I'm like, I think you and I are just tired of mean and nasty people to begin with.
Yeah. And I loved when John Hamm, when she's like, I'm not going to school, and he walks out of the room, then he comes back. No, and he pulls the covers off. He goes, "Get
Right.
up, you're going." Because I guess she already quit tennis, and
Yes.
him and his wife or his ex-wife weren't happy about it. And it's
Right.
funny, they kept calling him Coop, and then I realized, okay, that's his last name. So that must be his nickname because I've never heard anyone call him Andrew.
Right. Yeah, because they call him Coop because that's his last name, Cooper.
Yeah. So it looks really interesting where it ended and they got into the what is that fancy car? James. James's car.
Oh, I don't know, honey.
Was it a mock?
I I don't know cars. I don't
Yeah.
know the new cars.
Yeah, it was a mock. And then I love the music at the end that they were playing when they drove off. So this should be good.
It's great. I love it. I love the storyline. Keep going. Let's
Yeah, and
go.
it airs Fridays. Every Friday. Oh, and another cute show is, oh God, why can't I think of it? It's on Apple too. Margot Needs Money,
Yeah.
something like that. It's really
Yeah.
cute. Um, Nick Offerman, who happens to be from Anuka, next town over, and married to Megan Mullally, who played Karen in Will and Grace.
God, that was my favorite character for her.
Yeah, and then Michelle Pfeiffer, and then it's Elle Fanning. Yeah. And Michelle Pfeiffer's husband, David E. Kelly, is I think he's the writer. So I think this is really good. And I still have to watch the Madison. I have yet to watch that, but Michelle Pfeiffer looks really good.
She's always good. I like watching her.
Jess, one of my favorite movies is One Fine Day with her and George Clooney. Back when I didn't think George Clooney was a jerk. So, what am I going to watch on Netflix? They have a movie called Roommates, and it is made by Adam Sandler and his oldest daughter's in it. So, I will report back on that next week.
Sounds good.
Oh, and you want to talk about the Testament really quick? We got about a minute left.
No, that's okay. We can talk about it next time.
Okay. All right. Well, we said a lot.
We did. We got a lot done today.
Yeah, and even though we had a little snafu, we could always figure it out because let me tell you, it's very that's why I keep my solo podcast short because it's very hard to do it on your
On your
own.
own.
And
Yep.
kudos to the ones who can do it. So, all right, till next time. Oh, and be safe. We're supposed to have crappy weather tomorrow, you know? It's been so nice. Why they gotta ruin a good thing?
Exactly.
So just be weather ready. And if you have the Calm app like I do, use that. So I'll probably, if it gets bad, I'll be in my closet or basement.
Right. Yes.
All
Be
right.
well, be well, everybody.
Yep. Till then.
Till
Bye.
then. Bye.
We love our scrappy peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, We look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.